Hi everybody, and welcome back. This is a question I get a lot, like what should I practice? How long should I practice? I'm practicing a lot but not getting results. You get the gist. In this video, I'll break down the core aspects of what a practice routine should look like. Break down how to stay on top of your strong points so you never get tired playing or struggle to pull off what you used to. Show you how to build up the weak links in your armor so there are no Achilles heels in your playing. And generally, just help with the mindset required to be a killer player. There's this great book by Benny Greb called Effective Practice for Musicians. It's got loads of nuggets in, but one of them is about making the distinction between practice and playing. When I was younger, I used to just jam. I'd play for hours and hours on end, and sometimes it would be focused, but sometimes it would just be noodling. I started seeing ridiculous growth in my playing when I learned to separate those two things. Practice then is about focusing on what you're bad at or maintaining what you're good at, deliberately and intentionally on repeat. And playing is jamming along to your favorite songs, soloing, noodling, less focused stuff, just having fun on your instrument and keeping the creativity alive. Right now, write down what you're good at, what you're bad at, and what you like to play. This will serve you as a guide for the rest of this video. First, let's dig into practice. Something no drummer ever wants to experience is feeling tired while you're playing. Whatever the environment, whatever the tempo. You'll need to keep your strength, chops, and ability all dialed in so you can pull off whatever you want to in whatever occasion. You see top drummers placed on random kits at NAMM, the UK Drum Show, and they never sound bad. It's not their kit, there's people filming, their pedal settings aren't what they used to, they might be using different size sticks, and yet they still sound great. This is all about endurance and maintenance. So step one is assessing what you're good at. Maybe you've got killer singles, maybe you've got great doubles. What do you need when you play music on a day-to-day to function as effectively as possible, no matter the environment? For me, this is wrist strength, fast and controlled bass drum playing, and some chops that I use a lot. The first part of my practice session then is about focusing on the wins and endurance, the physical aspect of playing, and making sure I can execute everything at the level I want it to be. This can actually be really fun and does not need to be boring. You'll just reassert, reprove to yourself all the stuff that you nail and are proud of. This is a positive start to the practice session and puts you in a great mindset for the rest. The next step from the physicality angle is assessing what are you bad at and what you want to be better at. Maybe you can't play singles between your hands and feet. Maybe your time is a little wonky sometimes. Maybe you can't play double strokes yet and you just need to put in the time to get the body accustomed with the brain. Whatever it is, this is what you deal with next. This will be the hardest part of your practice routine and where you'll notice the biggest challenge to your mindset. And where then we should speak about mindset. The first thing to acknowledge straight off the bat is doing hard things, and specifically things you don't want to do, is vital to your growth as a musician and a human in general. If you only do what you want to do all the time, you will not have any resilience and will continually gravitate towards comfort and ease. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Friction then is a requirement for growth. Your internal struggle and how you deal with that will define the results that you see. You are rewarded in public for what you practice in private. The reward you are looking for then is directly related to the pain you experience alone. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I want to change myself. If you do hard things then, or specifically things that you don't want to do, you will find that your resilience grows. You will find you develop a taste for struggle. You need to reframe in your head that struggle and discomfort are a sign that progress is being made. You will, as you continue, despite struggling, realize that you can tolerate more, harder, longer periods of discomfort. And this is exactly what you need to grow. All the greats in any field acknowledge that they were not born at the level they are at now. If you use sentences to yourself like, I am X, or I can't do X, or I've just never been able to be good at X, then that is where you'll stay. If you learn the power of not yet, the power of I can't do this yet, you will unlock the fundamental key to becoming good. You will learn that anything is possible if you're willing to take 100% responsibility for your growth. That means no blame on external situations, no blame on genetics, no blame on anything you've been through in life, no blame then on anything. Blame is the most useless emotion. 100% accountability for your life and your future is the most useful emotion. So in your practice routine so far, you've focused on what you're good at and keeping that at a level you're happy with, i.e. endurance/maintenance. You've then continually spent however many hours are required to get the things you're bad at to a level you're happy with too, i.e. resilience/improvement. Certain things and techniques will flip between these 2 points over time, and that's okay. You've then understood how thinking "I can't do this" is nothing more than a limiting belief, and how the power of "not yet" is exactly what is required to get good at anything. You can now move on to the final stage of the practice routine. There are 2 parts to this. The first is to play what's in your head, or what we spoke about earlier, the playing side of practice, and to just have fun. The second is this process should determine what goes into your maintenance and endurance side of practice and what goes into the resilience improvement side of practice. By having fun and jamming and trying to play 100% perfectly, as if it was a show or a clinic or whatever you aspire to do, you will see which parts you could not execute at the level you wanted to be able to execute them at. Everyone experiences this. If you struggle to hear what you're bad at, and a good thing to do anyway, is record your practice sessions. A phone is fine, but a DAW and a click track is a lot better. Analyze your time. Listen back to that chop you've played a million times that you love. Does it actually sound good? Is it musically effective? This type of analysis is paramount to understanding oneself. It can be a hard realization when something that you've done a million times you hear and it's actually a little sloppy. But that is also the most useful information you could possibly receive, because now you know exactly what to work on. And with the power of not yet and the growth mindset, you realize that this is entirely in your control to improve. The locus of responsibility, and thus how good you are, all resides in you. The final element to the creative part is just have fun. The whole reason we started this instrument is because it did something for us. Whether it was the physicality, the smashing of a crash cymbal because you had a bad day, whatever it was, remember it. Draw on it whenever you're feeling discouraged. The why behind what we do is exactly what drives the how. There's one other bit to this. Motivation is fleeting. I know plenty of musicians who will never get to the level that they want to be because they rely on inspiration. Inspiration fluctuates. Inspiration is dependent on your mood, how well you've slept, how well you've been eating, how much exercise you've done. Just a myriad of life stuff that will determine when you feel inspired. Discipline and doing something anyway, no matter how you feel, relies on nothing. Discipline is just the thing you do every day because you decided you were going to do it. The thing that creates the bank of undeniable proof that you do exactly what you say you're going to do. The exact reason you build self-confidence. Because you trust yourself. Because you consistently did the work whether you wanted to or not. And built up all of those events that resulted in you believing in yourself. Your practice routine then should consist of 3 things. Maintaining what you're good at. Working on what you're bad at. Having the resilience to keep going even when it's hard. And finally, creative expression. If then you work on maintenance, improvement, and freedom on the instrument, you will become a master of your instrument. Good luck.